Can you hear me okay? This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 121 people in 10 different countries, and it will be fabulous. And it's the April triplet set of 2026. And I just did a live stream, a quick one, a little healing walkthrough video as a supplement to this live stream. Because in this live stream, we'll be doing a bunch of cool stuff to help our theme and to help general mental and physical wellness. So anyway, I'll get to that, what we're doing. But first, let me talk about the theme for this healing and all the healings this month. So the theme is self-discipline, focus, time management, and productivity. So lots of big favorite things to work on. And so the first healing that we did 3 days ago, it went very well. I got a lot of good feedback from it. And we're not going to repeat really much that we did then, except for, of course, our 5 essentials. But we're going to do different things. Again, also to help self-discipline, focus, time management, and productivity, but also like general physical and mental health, because I was noticing that the general physical and mental health issues were getting in the way of people's productivity. It's like if your mood is really kind of glum, then there's a limit to how productive you're going to be, or if you're having a physical issue with your energy level or your blood pressure, it's going to really be distracting potentially. And so you're not going to be able to work on, your self-discipline projects or your productivity projects at that time. So I want to continue overtly working on the themes, but also support more the mind and the physical stuff, so that hopefully the end result is, all that good stuff, the theme goodness. So I'll talk about what we're doing today to achieve that. So this is probably one of the easiest things to explain is just CV and GV meridians of the physical body. We will be doing traditional Chinese medicine work in this healing. I know like 1 or 2 of my clients have an aversion to that. But you do have meridians, even if you don't like talking about them, and they really do affect your mind and your energy level and your sleep and everything. So consider giving it a shot, give it a try. Anyway, so CV and GV meridians are like sort of the managers of the 12 regular meridians, like GV, governing vessel meridian, GV, that starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back and hooks around and ends in the roof of the mouth, and that manages all your yang meridians. And then CV meridian, conception vessel meridian, starts in the crotch, goes up straight up the midline of the front, ends in the tip of the tongue. So they're both straight up, but the GV hooks around and the CV just goes straight up. So easy peasy. CV helps nourish and protect and manage all the yin meridians. GV helps nourish, manage, and protect all the yang meridians, right? So that is one of the principal ways that we're going to just try to give people a boost. Because I noticed these meridians in a bunch of people, like some people, they're really depleted. They're just the chakras in them are too blocked. And so they don't have enough volume of energy to do a good job. And then some people, the energy, the volume isn't so bad, but it's just they just have different blocks along the way. And since these are such critical meridians, it can really help you get your act together and show up and be present and focused. If you can get these going nicely, or if you can, I mean, because it's always like, there's always more you could do to improve in any of this stuff. So, we're just going to help the flow and strength of these meridians through energy healing. It'll be easy and fun for most of us. And what's next? Okay, so then while I am talking about traditional Chinese medicine meridians, another thing we will do along those lines is this, which this is what the live stream was about, the little walkthrough live stream that I did, which is 17 minutes long. But once I put chapters in, there'll be an explaining part that's like at least half the video. So then once you've listened to the explaining part, then you don't have to listen to it every time. You can just jump to that chapter for doing, which will probably be like the last 8 minutes or something of the video. But anyway, but this is it. So there's specific traditional Chinese medicine points along meridians that help with blood pressure. So if you have blood pressure issues one way or another, these could be a good idea to check out and sort of intuit and see if they're blocked, see if they need strengthening, But two, they help with other things as well. So liver, let's see. And I'm not an expert. You guys know that if you know me. I'm not a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. They have very in-depth training, like intensive training for 4 years straight, in order to get certified, at least in the US, in traditional Chinese medicine, and then acupuncture. And then there's a whole separate exam for traditional Chinese medicine herbs. So very impressive level of training that goes into that, which I do not have. But anyway, if you just do a simple internet search about, acupuncture points that help blood pressure, you'll get those 3 points: liver 3, heart 7, and kidney 3. And so the liver meridian, or that specific point, promotes smooth energy flow, relieves stress, and improves liver function. And then heart 7 calms the mind, reduces anxiety, and balances emotional health. And then kidney 3 nourishes the kidneys, boosts energy levels, and supports overall vitality. So I'm not sure, though, if those are just general qualities for the whole meridian or those specific points. I could look that up, but not right now. But anyway, so the point is, though, that it's good for everyone to do. It's good for everyone to work on. And of course, healthy and gentle intention. So you just do what's good to do right now. Don't go nuts. But anyway, so we will be doing that in this healing. I'll be healing, for the 121 people, I'll be healing these points and all the points around them, and the meridians as a whole, and the auras as a whole that go with them, which is what we do in that little walkthrough video I just made. So that should be really interesting. And like I said, I think it helps blood pressure, but it also can help your state of mind, and stress levels and all that. So I think it can directly help people to more realistically be productive and focused. So life doesn't so much get in the way. So, and then the next thing we're going to be working on today So can't do versus can do is sort of my little catchphrase for this one thing that we're going to work on, where we're going to help you clear baggage that messes with your mindset, like your attitude. And, there's this expression like a can-do attitude, and it sounds kind of, almost like trivial, like, oh, just have a can-do attitude, but it's a real thing. Like, I looked at it on an energy level, and some of the sample people the angels were picking out for me, they naturally focused on what they were not able to do. So maybe they don't have the energy level to do certain tasks, but those were the tasks that were like front and center in their mind. And so they kind of train wrecked on it, because they're like, that's what they were thinking of what they want to do. And obviously, what a bummer, I can't do it. I don't have the energy right now, or, for other people, it was like they imagine, and this is for me with gardening often, it's like you can imagine like the giant version of the project, and you can't do that right now. You can't accomplish that project right now. And so it's easy to let that overwhelm you, and kind of then you maybe don't even start, or if you start, you're just like, you just have this feeling of like, it's a bummer, because you're thinking of this giant version that you can't do right now, versus like, if you can just then focus in on, okay, but what's the hour and a half version of that, or what's the low energy, what project can I do with the energy level I have right now, and the focus and the amount of time I have right now, or what project can I do, realistically in the hour I have to garden, So I think we can help to get rid of those sort of perfect images that people get stuck on about what they can't do right now. So it's not like we're brainwashing you and you forget about those things that you can't do, but if you're not stuck on them, then they don't just like block your mind, and you don't fixate on what you can't possibly do today, So, and hopefully that will be something that, if then the first projects that come to mind are ones that you could totally do, and you have the energy level and you have the time for, then, you have more of a shot of actually picking one of them and starting to do it. So that should be good. Should be interesting. And then there are going to be one or two more techniques, but the angels are kind of being coy with me on those, so I'll figure them out as we go. The angels will explain them to me as we go, but those are the ones I know so far, is the GVCV, and then the specific blood pressure, which is also mood and reducing stress points, and then this sort of helping people get rid of the mental blocks of what they can't do, so they stop fixating on the impossible things, and start remembering all the things that are much more approachable, like baby step type ideas. So I'm excited. So I'm going to take a look at chat comments. Let me see. Okie doke. Someone says hello. Thank you so much, and thank you for your comments in my my little walkthrough live stream. I appreciated them. Someone says we can see and hear you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Janet, for the previous live stream. Yes. Still 85 degrees in Las Vegas. How about that? 85 degrees in early April. Wow. I wonder, have you heard any predictions of how hot it's going to get for you this summer? I have a feeling for us here, I don't know, but I have a feeling it's going to be like somewhat of a scorcher here, but that's just my like intuition. That's not an official weather report. Like, I think it'll be mild for like the first month of summer, and then I think it'll be sort of unseasonably warm for us, like on the warmer side of our normal temps, which is fine because it make my tomato plants very happy. And most of my basil plants will be able to be happy with that. So if my plants are happy with it, I'm happy. All right. Maybe I'll get some actual ripe tomatoes before summer's over. That would be exciting. All righty. Let's see. Do I have any just quickly, sales stuff. So my website, jwhealing.com, you can purchase a set of healings so that you could be one of the people that I'm actually healing in these live streams. And the April twin set and the May sets are up right now. And then in 10 days on April 15th, then the June sets go up for sale, which is blowing my mind out of the water that June is in 2 months. That's amazing. It's a good kind of amazing, but it's like, wow, better get those marigolds planted. Better get those basil plants transplanted. Since we have over 100 days of over 100 degrees yearly. Yeah, that's intense. This summer is supposed to be hot. I hope your tomatoes grow well. Yeah, I think it'll be a good tomato year. I made all the mistakes last summer. So I won't make them this summer. At least those particular mistakes I won't make this summer. So I think it'll be good. All right. Oh, good. I get another hello. Hey, Janet, can see and hear you in mostly sunny San Francisco, 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nice. That's nice. I don't know what it is for us, but it's probably in the, if I had to guess, I would say low 60s. I wish, I hope it's that nice tomorrow when I can actually go out and hang out outside. 3 minutes of quiet or so before start of healing. Okay, so I'll be quiet now. Okay, thank you for waiting. Thank you for my hellos. Hello, hello. Okay. So let's do this. And there won't be a lot of explaining, I promise. So, let's do grounding. Redo your groundings. Make both of them nice and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Test out your groundings, red groundings, see how that releases for you, orange groundings, yellow groundings. And make a copy out in front of you of your groundings. And again, make your groundings wide as all your auras, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. So wide behind you, wide in front of you, wide all around. And make a copy out in front of you of everything. So all your 17 auras, which are all around your body and your astral body. 17 auras, your astral body, your physical body, and both your groundings. Nice and wide all the way up. Bring your groundings up as high as your third chakra, which is right below your sternum right there. So groundings up that high, just to give extra support to your lower chakras. That's why not. And use gold light from your hands. Set your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras to a metallic gold color. Right, metallic gold, as it's a good vibration to use for unblocking and repairing and letting go. Right? Go find the blocks in your grounding. And surround them in so much gold light that they melt away. And you can sweep all your energy blocks in your grounding together in one pile as if you're sweeping the floor. And then just surround them in so much gold light, they all melt. And you can do this, all of this without seeing energy. Just use your intention, your thought, your imagination. So sweep all the energy blocks together in your grounding. Do one little compressed pile and use so much gold light that you are melting the pile. Ooh, couple deep breaths. Major joints are really cool to like unblock and be present in them. So check out your shoulder joints, your hip joints, your knee joints, meaning imagine them and saturate them with gold light. Melt away energy blocks. You can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are blocking up my major joints? Knees, ankles, all the cool little joints in your toes and feet. Oh, your major joints, right? Shoulders, hips, elbows. Gotta love elbows, right? And wrists. Be nice to your wrists. You only have 2 of them, right? Want energy to flow freely through up and down your body, your energy and your body's vitality. Energy up and down your spine. You check for energy leaks in your spine. You have all sorts of joints in your spine, right? You have your disc joints and your facet joints. Now, there we go. So the facet joints are those cute little blue thingies, right? Right there. That's a close-up of 2 of your vertebrae. And the blue thingies that you can see, those are little facet joints. So they allow a little movement of the vertebrae, like say if you want to spin around a little. And then in front there, you can barely see it, is a disc joint. They have a whole lot of disc joints, right? In sort of the center front of your spine. And down your spine. So just use gold light and red earth energy and soak disc joints. Let them relax, let them unblock. And then your facet joints in the back of your, sort of the back half of your vertebrae are the facet joints all the way up and down. Lots of gold light and red earth energy. And melt away any energy that's not yours so that your body's energy and your energy as a spirit can flow freely up and down through these joints without any traffic jam and without any leaks. let's do some aura repair. Yay, aura repair. So just imagine all your auras and a copy out in front of you and check for any big valleys or deep gashes anywhere. Just as a way of saying, well, gee, do I need to repair my aura? Are there any rips? Answer is probably yes. There's a rip somewhere. Or maybe a whole bunch. So you can just repair them all at once if you want. Just imagine an image of a rip and then say with your intention, okay, this rip represents all the rips that I have currently in my 17 auras. Right? And we'll do the WoW version of aura repair first. And that's the one that I would only recommend doing if you're like at home in a fully private space versus like in a parked car or in a park or in a restaurant or going through Costco. Don't do the WoW version because it attracts too much energy on a spirit level. But if you're at home, just you have your copy of the rip and then you just blast it with so much gold light from your hands that you blast everything out of it and kickstart the repair process. So and then so much gold light that you're like destroying the hard objects stuck in the rips. If there are any like spears or whatever, crush them all with the gold light and use so much gold light and say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings anywhere near these rips? And then all the gold mesh spheres recreate, and those are just spheres of gold mesh within each Wei Qi aura that generate gold light. Anyway, just everything recreates that needs to recreate, right? Everything, all that's not you gets washed out or crushed if it's a device or hard object that got thrown at you. So now that probably repaired most of the rips, but if you have a few left over, we'll do it the way that you could do like in a parked car or like a semi-private location. So because it doesn't attract as much energy, attention doesn't attract as much attention. So you imagine an image of a rip and have it represent any leftover rips that you still have in your auras. And then you use sticky gold wax to clean it out as opposed to like super blasting it with a lot of gold light. Right? So sticky gold wax is gold light from your hands that sticks to whatever's not you, forms a lump. And then you lift all the junk out at once and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk, including hard objects. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. Then you say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of this repair? Get the gold light nice and deep so that the rips start to repair themselves and grow back. A couple deep breaths. Breathe into your spine. Breathe into your major joints. Be aware of your grounding, releasing. Check the outer surface of your auras. See if you missed any spots. If you missed a couple of spots, just you can do some quick local repair. Just blast it with lots of gold light and say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? Let those spots regrow. You can unblock the bottom of your auras. So, because your auras wrap all the way around you, including beneath your feet, right? So this part back down here, from your foot on down, you especially want that unblocked so that you can release as much as you need to down your grounding. Let's see. So we did grounding, we did aura repair. Let's do chakra repair. How about that? So this is the basic shape of a chakra, an open cylinder, equally open on both ends. So to facilitate lots of flow, right? And so just make a copy out in front of you of a chakra and have it represent. So with your intention, you say, okay, well, this represents all my chakras of my body and spirit. So major and minor. 7 astral, 7 physical along your spine. And then all those acupuncture points, those are chakras. All sorts of chakras. You have so many. So just use gold light and repair and unblock and melt cords with the gold light. So there could be pairs of cords sticking in around the round openings on either round opening. There could be just energy blocks stuffed inside or around, wrapped around or around the round openings. I'm going to be a little quirky, shocker. And I'm going to add right in the middle of the 5 essentials. That. The yellow lines there, that's urinary bladder meridian, which starts in the inner corner of the eye, and then it goes, you know, up and over and down. And so anyway, but I want to do the back part right along there. So this is the urinary bladder meridian, which then goes down all the way to your feet. But I just want to do the back part. And we can especially comb out the back of the whole urinary bladder meridian Wei Qi aura, really. But it might be extra compressed in back. So just find the energy blocks in the urinary bladder meridian Wei Qi aura behind your body. Melt them away. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my urinary bladder meridian, especially when it's going through my back, can you recycle them? My favorite part is beneath there, which, it's not showing up right now, but I gotta do it. Gotta do it. So my favorite part is right there. It's like above, it's like at the top of the butt cheeks right there. Oops. So it like looks like an N, like the letter N for Nancy, you know, so the inner branch goes down and then it makes like an N shape, right? That's my favorite part. Like just before that and right there. Favorite part. Part of these points too, in this inner part around the N, a couple before that is like urinary bladder 23, and that helps with sexuality. And then one of the other points within the N is urinary bladder 32, and that helps with sexuality too. But I mean, I think the whole thing, you know, like before the N area and then the N part and then just below it, it just feels good to unblock it. Like not even like a sexual good, although I suppose, yeah, it does wake up stuff like that, but it just, it's just a good thing. So let's make that inner branch, especially of the urinary bladder meridian, happy, and flowing. Unrestrict it. And while we're at, well, I'll get to the GV meridian soon. I want to finish the 5 essentials, but the GV meridian is the one right up the midline of the back that we're seeing there, and we'll definitely do that today too. That'll be good. All right, so going back to We did chakra repair, so now we just do creative rings and then back of head stuff. Right? So creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3. They're 3 gold rings, and they come and go with you as a spirit. And they generate gold light. And any part of your energy system that generates gold light is really valuable. Because like I said at the start, gold light helps you unblock and repair. And it's just a really sort of, I don't know, it's like, it keeps the flow going, makes you strong. So that's good, right? So just imagine a copy of your 3 gold creative rings out in front of you and clean them off, because a lot of people's creative rings, they don't look gold. It's just that deep down they're gold, but then they have all this black junk on them or white junk on them. So just use gold light and wash all that off. Maybe bring up purple earth energy straight from the core of the earth and soak your creative rings with purple earth energy. And I'm picking purple because vibrationally, gold is just above. It's just a little faster than purple. So if you're going to do an earth energy, I would make it a rainbow color. So then purple makes sense. So purple earth energy. So bring up purple earth energy, soak your creative rings, gold light. And your creative rings, just like your flaps, just like your chakra openings, they have flaps around the outer surface, just like your creative rings. And so you want to have the flaps relaxed and shut. I'm going to show an image of that once I find it. Yeah, so that's an image of what it looks like when one of your creative rings has open flaps, which is an irritated state. So you don't want it to look like that, but that's what it looks like when they're open. So just keep melting cords until the flaps relax and fall shut. Sometimes it takes a while. Definitely worth it. Life is so much less dramatic when the flaps are shut. You can unblock above and below your rings. That can help too. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, in and around my creative rings, can you recycle them? And the 3 gold creative rings, they stack up on top of each other, but if you're using the copy, you could unstack them and just say 1, 2, 3 and separate them and just clean them off that way, because sometimes you notice more when they're separate. So you could do that, just separate the 3 gold rings as in the copy and just use a lot of gold light. And you can flip them over and see the underside of each of the 3. Check them out and clear off anything that's not you. You can say, angels, if there's any invasive beings in or around my creative rings, can you recycle them? You can do sticky gold wax both sides of each creative ring. Have the wax stick to everything that you need to remove right now and lift off the wax with the junk. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax, both sides of each creative ring. Right? Have the wax stick to everything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. So hard objects, invasive people, invasive beings, just have it all stick to the wax. Lift all that out. Angels, here you go. Then do a little extra repair now that junk is gone. Each creative ring. And then just, you can get rid of them separate and just look at it as they are right now, stacked up. You have good flow through, because your 7th chakra energy needs to be able to flow through the creative as it goes upward to the top of your 7th layer. Take a few deep breaths, breathe into your major joints, including your spine. Okay, so that was creative rings, which I wrote as CR. So then back of head stuff. Let's do that. So that yellow one is the one that we already did a little bit of, right? The urinary bladder meridian. We did it in the back, but here we could do the base of skull area points. So we're doing the two horizontal rows of points, one at the level of the top of the earlobe, one at the level of the bottom of the earlobe, right? And so just get a sense of each of these meridians. They should be like flowing rivers, but they can be more like stuck mud. I don't know, stuck mud things. They can have really bad flow, or they can be leaky if they're damaged. So just use a lot of gold light and repair and unblock. Let them expand, let them have enough flow. You can comb behind these points in your auras behind there and just sort of drag out. So like you think of like, think of it as a profile and just drag out through there, through the auras, any blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, and just surround them in so much gold light. The angels can recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk, and then just keep up with the gold light, melt the cords from people, and melt the blocks. Okay, so again, comb through those points, drag out anything that's not you, that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Drag out the blocks. So much gold light. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? Keep up with the gold light, melt the cords from people, melt all those blocks. Nice red grounding for your, make a new nice red grounding for your base of skull area. So the bones, the skin, the scalp, your hair, and all those meridians and points. You can do a little gentle stretching if you need to. Emphasis on gentle. So the midline, that's GV, right? And then the yellow line, that's urinary bladder meridian. You don't need to know the names if you don't want to. But and then the green-blue one, that's gallbladder meridian. It goes a lot in the sides of the head and then the sides of the body. Helps with assertiveness. I'm going to add something else within this 5 essential stuff. So we did the base of skull stuff. We're going to do good karma windows, which are also back here. But before we do that, I want to do, so we already did the base of skull points. So then now I want to do, oh yeah, heal far off parts of you. And then we'll do the good karma windows, which is the last part of the 5 essentials. So the heal far off parts of you is, you just imagine the part of you that's here, you know, in and around your body, right? And it can be very non-detailed version of your imagination, just like a big blob that represents you that's here. But then think about the parts of you that are far off, that kind of just took off at some point because they were overwhelmed, or they were being avoidant. So imagine these little mini yous that are far, far, far away, maybe hiding in a past life or just on some astral level. And just say hi to these parts of you. Be nice. Just give them little healings with gold light. Say, hey, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not forcing you to do anything. You didn't do anything wrong. You just deserve a healing. Okay. All right. You have angels. Your angels can help you. Let your angels help you. So what happens is, as you heal those parts of you, they come back because they feel better and they realize like, hey, what was I avoiding? Right? But if you still have some more extra stuck parts of you that are still not coming back, you could say, angels, if there are any invasive beings interfering with these parts of me, can you please recycle them? And then if you still have some parts of you that won't come back, you say, angels, can you help these far off parts of me? So deep breath, stay here. Breathe into all your major joints. Breathe into your toes and your fingers. Touch your fingers, touch your toes, wiggle your toes. All right, so now the final part of the 5 essentials is good karma windows, which I abbreviate as GKW. And the basic shape of a good karma window is like this. It's a concentric, 3 concentric squares. And they're back here. Okay, so there's 1 in each astral body aura layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so your astral body aura goes all around you. It has 7 layers. And so we're just going to unblock and repair these good karma windows so that they're just for you. So they're nice and safe and no invasive energy can get in through them. And also they're going to be safe and unblocked so you can bring in good karma energy, whatever supportive, calm energy from the universe that you want to bring in. Your positive change energy. So just imagine in a profile out in front of you, you know, as they would be right here, just imagine the good karma windows and repair each one with gold light. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings around or connected to any of these good karma windows, can you recycle them? And when you're healing things like this, you want to try to be non-judgmental, because it's easy for like some little part of you to get into a judging sort of competition with somebody who's being invasive with you. You're like, oh, that sibling, she's bitchy, or oh, that former client, he's so creepy and rude, you know, whatever. It's like, but the judgment harms your boundaries. So you want to be non-judgmental. Just be like, okay, this is a person, for whatever reason they're here in my good karma windows, and I'm going to use gold light to wash them out. You know, it's like just kind of be about real dry about it. Be here, be present, but don't get into the, gee, they shouldn't be here, right? And if you get into that, which, you know, is understandable, just touch your 6th chakra again, come on up here. Don't like have all your energy down here, where if you're stuck, it can act like sort of like a soap opera thing. Like, I can't believe they're doing that, you know. Just take the elevator up to your 6th chakra and just, you know, it's not you, so it's got to go. That's it. That's as far as you go with it. Melt everybody out. And you can bring up red earth energy. So come on, red earth energy, gold light. And there might be hard objects stuck in here. You can just blow those up. Oh, it's a gold light. All right. And you may have some invasive beings that, like they were in your good karma windows, but now they can't fit in there because you repaired them. So they may be like standing to the side, like sort of being disgruntled and trying to make trouble. So if there are any invasive beings that still are not recycled that were messing with that area, just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? And then just take some deep breaths while your angels do that for you. All right, great. Good job, good job. So we did the 5 essentials just now. We finished them all. Plus we did some urinary bladder meridian work. And what else did we stick in there? Well, whatever. I'll just say etc. I'll remember it later when I see the banners for it. Okay, so yay for us. Let's do some butterflies to celebrate that. Woohoo! Oops. I want my butterflies in front of me. There we go. Yay! Oh, and I should explain the background image. Let me show it better. See, isn't that nice? So I picked that one for today's live stream since we're doing a lot of the meridian work. And red is a good color for all the traditional Chinese medicine meridians. And the, your energy, your body's energy and your energy flowing within them. So I thought, gold light, red, help us inspire us for our meridian healing. Speaking of which, thank you. Someone reminded me, heal far off parts also was in there. Yeah, that was a good combo. I like that. Thank you very much. That was useful. Yeah. Cool beans. Oh, righty room. So GV and CV are kind of, the big deal ones that help everything, all the other meridians. So let's start with that first. Right. So I don't know that I have a one image for those. That could be interesting to have at some point. I don't have that. But I did like that view of it when I was looking. Yeah, that view. So that midline one going up the midline of the back, it looks gray in the image. That's GV meridian. So that could be nice. So let me get rid of that UB so you know that we're talking about GV meridian right there. GV meridian going up the midline of the back, right? And then it hooks around the top of the head and ends in the roof of the mouth. So let's do that. So imagine your GV meridian as a nice flowy river. Well, if it is, imagine your GV meridian and then see if it is a flowy river or if it's just crusty and burnt up. And just use gold light. You can bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth. Soak it in the red earth energy. Gold light from your hands, especially GV1. That's the one, it's an energy center right in your crotch. So it's not actually shown there because, in the GV Meridian video, they showed like this close-up view of the man's crotch to show GV1, but I'm going to spare us all that. Really a close-up image. It's very jarring. I don't know what he was thinking when he made it that way. Anyway. Oh, unblock GV1. So GV1 would be like this, right? And so there could be a lot, just a bunch of energy blocks right before GV1, blocking the energy that needs to come into GV1 from coming in. So just imagine those blocks just beneath GV1. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into these blocks, can you recycle them? Then melt the people away from these blocks. So the blocks melt. And then just follow GV up, back. And if your back feels tight, it could be partially the GV meridian that is just too constricted. So like it's supposed to be, you know, read and expanded as much as needed. And all those energy centers, they're supposed to not only keep the flow going, but generate energy, actually create energy. All of these, even the acupuncture points. So it could be that they're just too blocked and they don't have the strength to do that. So just unblock them enough, nourish them enough, repair them enough so that you get enough volume of energy so that your GV meridian has more and more power. Wardrobe adjustment here. Always heat up. I'm doing healing. Oh, GV meridian. And you could do your GV meridian just as a river. That's nice too. So you don't have to worry about, you know, the inner branch or the outer branch. Sorry, you don't have to worry about where it hooks around your head and everything. Just make a river for your GV meridian and see does it have enough energy flow at the start, and then if it gets blocked up around the blocks with so much gold light that they melt. And again, your intention is healthy and gentle. You want to clear the amount that's healthy and gentle to deal with right now. But this can directly relate to your ability to handle stress, because if your GV meridian is too blocked up and too weak because it's not generating enough energy, it's like it's not there to help your yang meridians as much as it could be to help and balance them. So imagine your GV meridian as a river and just let it be unrepressed. Let it be free and flowing. All right, good enough. So now we'll do the CV meridian. And I'll just show a part of it. Get ready for some hairy acupuncture man image. You ready? Here we go. Ah! The man is hairy. But that midline one, right in the center, you know, the yellow one, the orange one, sorry, that's kidney meridian, which we're gonna do actually in detail later. Well, the foot part of it, but that midline one that's the CV meridian, and so it starts in the crotch and it goes up, and then it goes a nice straight line, easy to remember, all the way up to the tip of the tongue. So CV1 in your crotch, again, just like GV1, the bottom of it can be blocked. That's true for the first point of any meridian. So any point in any meridian can be blocked, but the first point is especially crucial because it can dam up the whole thing if the first one's blocked. So just find the energy blocks around affecting CV1, conception vessel 1 in your crotch. And say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? Melt away people, melt the blocks. Deep breath. And it's not uncommon that if you're, say you're working CV meridian, but now your shoulders just loosened up. It's because they're all interrelated and they all have like little internal connections with each other. It's really cool. So, like one time a newbie kind of freaked out about that. She was like, I was working this, but then I felt something there. Ah. But it's natural that because they're all interrelated. So, CV meridian. All those little chakras. You can lift out the blocks. So like imagine yourself as a profile and just lift out the blocks from the CV meridian that are healthy and gentle to clear right now. Lift them all out and then melt them in place like that. That's kind of fun. So lift out the CV meridian blocks. They're healthy and gentle to get rid of. Surround them in so much gold light. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into these blocks? Melt the people's cords. Melt the blocks fully. Couple deep breaths so you can adjust to that, so your body can adjust. And now we can do CV and GV auras. So what would be a good image for that? I don't really know. Some kind of whole body kind of image. Well, I don't know. Maybe we won't have an image for that. So just imagine your everything, all your auras, and especially your CV and GV auras. And we'll do GV aura first. Just imagine, so it's just one of the 17 auras, and you just, with your intention, you just imagine that one. So your GV meridian Wei Qi aura. And just use so much gold light that you're unblocking it and repairing if it's needed. But we already did aura repair, but you could have missed something. So just lots of gold light through your GV meridian Wei Qi aura. Is an aura that's meant to nourish and support and protect the GV meridian. Okay, and then your CV meridian Wei Qi aura. The CV meridian, that's the one that goes up the midline of the front, helps your yin meridians. So imagine that's just the aura for your yin meridian, your CV meridian Wei Qi aura. So your CV Wei Qi aura. And lots of gold light. Melt everybody out. Melt all the blocks. Check out those gold mesh spheres. See that they're continuous. So each Wei Qi aura has 3 gold mesh spheres. They should be continuous. If they're not, if they have gaps, then gold light isn't being generated right there. So you just want nice continuous gold mesh within your EV meridian Wei Qi aura. Good enough. Woohoo! All right. So now we will just Meridian Palooza our way into the next thing. The final traditional Chinese medicine stuff that we're doing today. And this is the one that I did the separate video on just before this live stream, walking you through just what we're about to do right now. So I have some images for it. And so I have to make myself tiny. Put myself up here. Mm. So these are just little snippets, just little parts of showing the specific 3 acupuncture points that can help, according to traditional Chinese medicine, can help to regulate your blood pressure. But also they help with mood and energy level and reducing anxiety and stress too. So good stuff for everybody. Yay. So, I'm not going to explain much of each one just because I did a video on it, you know, so the video has a whole explaining section. So I'm just going to do, so the liver meridian, that's the Kelly green one right there on the far left. And it starts in the inner corner of your big toe, right? So, and it's the 3rd point right before that white dot. So 1, 2, 3, and then there's the white dot, right? So, so liver 3 is the point that we most care about, but you know, I always like doing the points before and after it, at least a couple before and after, just so we're strengthening more, supporting more. Because if it's all clogged before it gets to that point, then that point doesn't have a lot of energy. So me, I'm specifically healing liver 1, 2, 3, and 4, even though liver 3 is the one supposedly to help blood pressure. You want a nice flowing unrestricted river, right? So melt any blocks. I think the liver meridian, if I'm not mistaken, I should confirm it. I think it's connected to resentments. Yeah. Yeah, frustration, irritability, and resentment. Anger, frustration, yeah, is liver meridian imbalance. So you guys that tend to get all bitter about stuff. I mean, it's not just you guys, it's not just some people, you know, but there are people that know they have a problem with resentments, in which case the liver meridian is your friend. So, and in the info section of this live stream is videos for all the 12 meridians, 12 regular meridians. So you can watch the whole liver meridian video as it goes up the body, and the whole heart meridian video, and the whole kidney meridian video if you want. But anyway, so this way it would help balance your emotions, help you clear old resentments, to melt away the blocks in these points. And it helps your blood pressure. How about that? Isn't that great? It's interesting though, because I have heard some people say that I'm sure don't know traditional Chinese medicine that like, oh yeah, because he couldn't get rid of his hatred of this, this, and this, you know, he had heart troubles. And so I guess they're not wrong. I mean, you know, I guess there is a literal connection. So, and I said this, I don't know if I said it in this video or just that little mini video, this live stream already or not, but you know, this kind of work you can do yourself, but you can also go to a professional acupuncturist, and that is really nice if you can find one that's well reviewed on Yelp or somewhere, you know, or you know because your friend went or something. A good acupuncturist is pretty priceless to know. Because sometimes, you know, you just need a little extra help healing, and your own energy healing, you know, maybe it's not enough, or it's just a nice luxury you get. Have someone else help you with it. And acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine, and herbs, at least in the US, is just vastly cheaper than Western medicine. I mean, there's no comparison whatsoever. So that's another plus. It's the affordability part of it. The fact that there are no side effects, no negative side effects with traditional Chinese medicine, you know, acupuncture, as opposed to Western pharmaceuticals, which God help you with all the side effects. My husband and I, sometimes we listen to the side effects listings on the commercials. I mean, they are horrendous, It's like, yes, may cause death, may cause, you to lose a limb and die and have cancer and this and that, but you won't be depressed. All right, so that's enough liver. So then let's do heart, right? So heart ends in the pinky, starts in the armpit, which is kind of it. I think this image shows, yeah. So see, there you go. It starts in the armpit, goes down the arm, and there are all these points at the wrist, and that's where heart 7 is. So those dots at the wrist, those are little chakras, right? The red line going through the wrist, that's heart meridian. And those little dots, there are 4 of them together. That's heart 4, 5, 6, and 7. Heart 7 is right at the final crease there of your wrist. Right, the white dot is right after heart 7. So you can heal locally like this if you want, but sometimes if you want to, if you want to do both at once and you want to go from the armpit all the way to your pinky, then it might be easier to just do a copy out in front of you. Unblock heart 1, which is in your armpit. A couple deep breaths. So how is that heart 7? The one, in the crease of your wrist, the one that helps with blood pressure and mood and everything, or energy level. And let's see, what specifically did they say about heart 7? They said calms the mind, reduces anxiety, and balances emotional health. Yes, please. Okay, sign me up. So you can make a big copy of your heart 7 chakra and just unblock it and repair it. And if you find that your heart meridians are really kind of stubborn, you can go to the heart Wei Qi aura and see, because maybe it's all like scooped out and ripped up. So you can imagine your heart meridian Wei Qi aura. And just use so much gold light that it starts to grow back if it's damaged. And then get those gold mesh spheres to regrow. And you might have like big energy blocks in your heart meridian Wei Qi aura, like sitting in front or sitting in back. So just imagine any really big energy blocks that are still good to clear right now in the front or the back of your heart meridian Wei Qi aura. And just angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then use gold light to melt cords from people. And keep using gold light so that they melt, these blocks melt. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. Couple deep breaths so you can adjust to that. And you may have some invasive beings that just got booted out by all that fabulous work you've done, but they're still around, ready to make trouble later. So just imagine any suspects of invasive beings still lurking. Say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? You don't want any lurkers in that context of invasive beings. Okay, so then now the kidney meridian. And you know, I didn't do the liver meridian Wei Qi aura. I did the heart meridian Wei Qi aura, but not the liver meridian Wei Qi aura. So that's a decent one to do though, because you know that has to do with emotional balance and getting rid of your resentments and your frustrations. So you can check in your liver meridian Wei Qi aura. Are there any big piles of energy blocks that cause you to spiral on old frustrations? That would be good to melt those, wouldn't it, once and for all? So find your old frustrations, your old resentments as energy blocks in your liver meridian Wei Qi aura. And say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? Then lots of gold light, melt cords from people out of these blocks. Melt everybody's energy out and keep using gold light so that these resentment blocks, frustration blocks melt away out of your liver meridian Wei Qi aura. Deep breath. Do you feel less resentful? Are your big toes happier? All right. So we backtracked. We did the heart meridian stuff, and then we backtracked to get the liver meridian Wei Qi aura unblocked a little more. So then now we will go to the final one that we're doing is kidney meridian, especially kidney meridian 3, that point in the inner ankle. So kidney meridian, it starts just like in that diagram shows. It starts in the underside of the foot, that yellow orange line. So it starts in the underside of the foot with kidney 1. And then it goes to the inner side of the foot and then the ankle, right? And then there's all those 4 points in the ankle that look like some astrology thing or something. Astronomy. Sorry, not astrology. And then it goes up the leg, right? So underside of the foot, side of the foot, ankle, up the leg. So let's see, the underside of the foot one, is that too blocked? So not enough energy is coming through, or is it nice and flowy? Kidney 1, underside of your foot. Get the energy blocks, blocking it up. The angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? Melt cords from people. Going into these blocks and melt the blocks. Deep breath, let your body adjust to that. And then you could just do the whole kidney meridian as a river. And maybe just notice extra where kidney 3 is, where that's flowing. Melt any blocks. So kidney meridian, all those points. Red earth energy, soak your kidney meridian with red earth energy. Lots of gold light. La 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 la. Okay, and then the kidney meridian Wei Qi aura. And kidney meridian, I believe, is helps you clear fear. See. So I'm just searching on the internet, what emotion does kidney meridian help with? Because each meridian tends to be associated with some kind of a emotion or fear. So yeah, it says kidney meridian is associated with fear. So an imbalance in your kidney meridian can lead to heightened feelings of anxiety and insecurity. So we already did the kidney meridian itself, but then now we can look at the aura that's supposed to nourish and protect your kidney meridian and see if maybe there are any big blocks in there that are hyping up your fears and weakening and imbalancing that meridian. And these blocks could be from like people with really strong political views that have been evasive about their political views. You can just find those blocks, whoever they're from, anything that's blocking up your kidney meridian, Wei Qi aura. And say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? And keep using gold light to surround these blocks, melt cords from people, and melt the blocks. Lots of gold light. You want a really strong and flowing kidney meridian Wei Qi aura, right? And have those repair those gold mesh spheres if there's any needed repairs. You have 3 gold mesh spheres in each Wei Qi aura. Use gold light to repair them, repair the aura itself, and just unblock. Find some more blocks in your kidney meridian Wei Qi aura. That would be really good, healthy and gentle to clear right now. And say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into these blocks? And use so much gold light, melt people out, melt their cords out, and melt the blocks. Nice deep breath. Let your body adjust. Let your mind, your spirit adjust. Breathing. Breathe into all your major joints, including your joints in your feet. Well, I don't know if I would call them major. They're cool. Breathe into all your major and all your cool joints. Including your spine, your feet, your fingers, your neck. Oh, right. Woohoo! You're a rock star. Woohoo! Yay! Woohoo! So that is a little separate video already because I did a live stream just before this one that has that. And like I've said, I'll make chapters in that one so that you can skip past the explaining if you already know the path of the kidney meridian or whatever meridian and you already know what a Wei Qi aura is and all that. You don't need to listen to the intro of it. It would save you a lot of time. The video itself is like 17 minutes, but probably if you skip the explaining, it might only be 7 or 8 minutes. So nice speedy way to up your blood pressure and or your mood and your state of mind. All good stuff. All right, let's make me bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Not that big. Want to see lots of glitter. I like glitter. I like sparkles. Sparkles. Alrighty. All right. So, we're going to clear mental blocks that you may have about what you can't do and you can do. Because oftentimes, as I explained before the healing started, I was noticing in people's surveys and in my own life too, sometimes you can be drastically less productive based on how you think and what comes to mind when you think of, what can I do today? And you can sort of shoot yourself in the foot really quickly if what you think of when you think, gee, what can I do today, is what you can't do today. If what comes to mind is like something that's too big or too strenuous or too whatever, and like that's the first, second, and third thing you think of, it can make you really feel bummed out and overwhelmed. And you might not get to like, oh, okay, but what can I do today? And then actually doing something. It might feel like a real uphill battle if what you're thinking of first is like a downer. So we're going to work that, because what's in your aura is a big reason why you think the way you think. What's in your aura, what's in your chakras, how well everything flows is a big part of what you think, how you think. A lot of people think, oh, well, Janet, you don't understand. I've had a hard life, and that's why I think this way. Well, so have I. Damn it. And I mean, the last decade or two have been quite nice, I would say. I mean, challenging, but whatever. Relatively very nice. But I had, some hardcore first 2 decades. So, I don't think it's about like who has a nice rosy life. I think it's about, like I said, you can clear stuff and improve sort of the path that your mind travels consciously and subconsciously. So let's do it. Woohoo! Alrighty. So that was explaining. Okay. Sometimes it can be interesting if you're just, healing yourself and you have time and you're somewhat advanced. It might be interesting to look at exactly, okay, well, when I think of, projects that are too big for today and I kind of unmotivate myself that way, or I think of the things that I don't have the energy to do, and that's what I think of first, which is a bummer. Why do I do that? Like, where are the energy blocks in my space that lead my mind to that? That could be interesting to see. Oh, it's in this chakra. Oh, that's interesting. Or, oh, it's in this aura layer. That's interesting. But we don't really have the time and the luxury at this moment to meander that, take that level of time. But, if you wanted to, you could have some interesting fun doing that yourself. We're just going to do blanket exercise and get as many blocks as we can at once cleared that are healthy and gentle to clear right now. Okay, so make a big old blanket out in front. So, okay, so doing for real. Okay, so big old blanket out in front of you. Put onto it any inner baggage, any blocks. It could be from you, something that got dumped in your space. Doesn't matter. Baggage from this life, past lives. Who cares? Whatever it is. Any blocks in your space that cause your mind to derail into negativity or some thoughts that are really unproductive and a bummer or unmotivational or impractical when you're trying to think of productivity and getting stuff done, right? So what train wrecks your mind? So train wreck baggage, productivity, train wreck baggage, right? Put all that out in front of you, even if it's like the biggest pile you've ever seen in your life. Say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? You might be surprised that like 90% of the pile is, and the angels just take a little off the top, even if it's just this epically giant pile. Some of it might be a little overdue. From like 10 past lives ago. So, all right, good. So your angels have checked it, right? So then one more request to your angels. Angels, can you recycle any invasive energies that are hooked into this junk? And just take a deep breath while your angels do that big favor for you and clean out the invasive beings out of that pile. And then you can do the rest. Just use lots of gold light and melt away cords from other people going into your epic pile of doom baggage. Your productivity train wreck baggage. Just lots of gold light. Melt away the cords from other people and yourself. Melt everybody's energy from out of your productivity train wreck, doomsday, doom and gloom baggage. Get everybody out. And now, if you want, you could blow up the whole thing. That might be fun. Or you could just keep using so much gold light that you melt it fully. Whatever you wish. You could like sort of compact it a lot and then blow it up or then melt it. That's kind of fun too. Couple deep breaths. With or without weird sounds. All right, so quick check your grounding. Make sure it's nice and wide. Maybe change the color. Test out a red grounding. Test out orange groundings. Test out yellow groundings. See which works best for you at the moment. Unblock your groundings. Melt those energy blocks in your grounding. Indie grounding. Melt away connections between your grounding and other people's groundings, because that only messes everybody up. Alrighty, so let's do it again. Blanket exercise, you can do it. Big old blanket out in front of you. Pile onto it the most bummer, awful, unproductive, like distracting, focus killing baggage that you ever have in your space, right? And anything that's unmotivational, anything that's just so unrealistic that you train wreck on when you think of what you want to do today, right? Just get all that baggage out in front of you. The angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? That way they'll sort through it for you and remove anything that's too much for now. And then angels, can you please recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Breath while your angels do you that big favor. And then the rest you can do. Just lots of gold light, melt away cords from people going into your epic pile of doom. Melt those cords. You can do it. Melt everybody out. Don't even worry about who's train wrecking in it or if you're train wrecking in it. Just melt everything out of this baggage and then blow up the baggage, or just keep melting it with gold light, or compress it a lot and then melt it or blow it up. If you have any left over, just wrap it up in gold light and say, angels, can you help me with all this? Right. You are a freaking rock star. My gosh. Woohoo. Yay. So, how's that can-do attitude now? Go ahead and think of, imagine if it was the start of a day, right? Or imagine you just have like an hour, before you go to bed, or 15 minutes before you go to bed. And you're thinking, well, maybe I could be a little productive, right? If you have 15 minutes or an hour, whatever, just do a test run right now. Okay, what could you do with the amount of time and energy that you actually realistically have? Is there anything productive that you want to do? Anything productive that you could do? Keep breathing, stay here. So how was that? Did you think of anything that you could do? Or did your mind train wreck on what you don't have time to do and you can't do? Okay. So this, I think will be nice. This is one of the spontaneous ones that the angels just showed me. So, timeline clearing or healing. It's kind of like blanket exercise, except instead of a big gold blanket, you just make a timeline, like a line out in front of you that represents time. And so earlier on in the line is, early. And then, the line goes to like now. And the line could go to the future, but I tend to not work the future in that way. So I just sort of, it keeps going, but you think of like now as one practical end of the line. And then, before. And the earlier part of the line could be include all your past lives too. But don't train wreck on, how many are there? Let me see. Let me, dive into my past lives. Stay here, right? Keep it simple. Line represents time. Here's now, here's before now, right? This is this life. This is before this life, all the other lives, right? And just look at and allow yourself to see on the timeline just piles for baggage that's healthy and gentle to clear right now that is productivity blocking or focus blocking or time management blocking or self-discipline blocking. So anything that gets in the way of all that self-discipline, focus, time management, and productivity, right? So just see a bunch of piles on your timeline of stuff that's healthy and gentle to clear right now. And because it could be interesting that it's like, oh, it's a little from every life, or holy moly, that one life, I still have a lot of uncleared baggage from that life around productivity, and or like, oh, yep, when I was 10 years old, that totally adds up, So just see your piles, and you can read a little bit about it or not, whatever pleases you. And just say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then angels, if there's any invasive beings connected to this stuff, can you recycle them? And then we'll add a little extra if you have any unhealthy agreements that are blocking you from clearing this stuff, right? So imagine any unhealthy agreements that you might have that you still might have that are blocking you from clearing this stuff as like pieces of paper or however you want to imagine your unhealthy agreements, and then just melt the unhealthy agreements with gold light. Say, angels, help me do this. Help me clear my unhealthy agreements. And then go ahead and melt your piles because your angel's already checked. It's not too much. You can do them all at once, or you can do the big ones first, however, whatever pleases you. It's all okay. It's all healthy and gentle to do right now. So just have a good time. If there's any left over, just a little extra gold light, melt cords from people going into the baggage. And if there's any left over, just wrap it up in gold light, lift it off. Angels, can you help me with all that? All right. Good job. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just using a bunch of initials just because I don't have room to say it all. But okay, so this is what we're going to do is we're going to heal walled off parts of you that are stuck about self-discipline, which is SD, F, which is focus, and TM, which is time management, and P, which is productivity. So walled off parts of you are just parts of you that, and it's so surprising, you know, but like the wall is denial. So you didn't know it was there, you know, unless you actually look and go, okay, do I have walled off parts of me? Yeah, sure do, you know. But sometimes denial is necessary for you to cope and get through life. But that's sort of on the low end of why people have denial. I mean, yeah, usually, okay, if you're going through an epic trauma at that moment, there is some denial necessary usually. But then over time, you know, you get stronger, you grow up, whatever, you know, you get good at energy healing, whatever. So then there's more you can handle, but the denial is still there. The walled off parts of you are still there. You know, you've just like walled off, like that didn't happen to me, that never happened, you know. And so you have all these stuck parts of you that are like especially stuck, so stuck that you walled them off with, you know, avoidance and denial walls. So these are so good to get. I mean, it saves you so much energy. It makes you so much stronger. And we're only going to look at the ones that are healthy and gentle to, you know, heal and, you know, melt away right now. So it'll be fine. Okay. And we're going to specifically look for the ones that are in the way of your self-discipline, focus, time management, and productivity. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so you imagine the walls of denial that you have and avoidance, denial and avoidance walls. You have just the ones that are healthy and gentle to work on right now, right? So maybe you have 2, maybe you have 20, you know, whatever. And then the little mini yous that are on the other side of those denial and avoidance walls, you know, where you're like, that's not a part of me, right? But it really is. Right? So the mini yous and then the walls, and you're going to heal the mini yous first. Make sure they're all healed and okay again, and then you melt the walls. So that way you don't have all this yucky feelings coming back at once. Right? You just get rid of the yucky feelings by healing these little parts of you. Right? Because now you're a big deal energy healer and you know how to do stuff like this. Whereas before, maybe you didn't. Right? So just gold light, red earth energy, soak all these parts of you. You can give these walled off parts of you cool little energy healing flowers. So make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers for these walled off parts of you. Tune them to just the right vibration. They can be rainbow colors and or gold. Say, angels, can you double check my healing flowers? Right? And then just respectfully offer them to all these walled off parts of you. Here are some healing flowers. The angels checked them. It's okay. Don't force them, right? So maybe that helped. And of course, more gold light. And you can say, angels, can you help me heal these parts of me? More gold light, more red earth energy, maybe some orange earth energy straight from the core of the earth, some yellow earth energy. So as these parts of you heal, they may just hop right back and you get your energy already. Or they may just be okay and the walls are still there. That's what's keeping them apart from you. Right? So then now you can say, angels, can you help me finish up healing all these parts of me? Right? So they're all better. So let your angels finish up with that. Deep breath. And then you can go ahead and melt those avoidance and denial walls. And again, these are only the ones that the angels checked. That it's okay to work on these, so don't worry. Just lots of gold light and melt away these avoidance and denial walls. You can get back this nice, strong, healthy energy of yours now that you healed up. So the energy should have come back to you, so there's no separate parts of you anymore and there's no more walls, right? If you do have a couple separate parts of you still, say, angels, can you help me with these parts of me? Izzy, All right. So let's see how that helped your can-do attitude, right? Let's imagine that you have, a limited amount of time in today or tomorrow if you're just about to go to bed today, but you know, today if you still have a little more time. Say you have 15 minutes to be productive or an hour to be productive or 5 minutes to be productive. Try to think of something that you could do with that time that's doable and you might like to do and see how that goes. Can you think of something? All right. So how was that for you? All right. Good job. Good job. Remember, growth is incremental. So, you can clear a little bit more later today or tomorrow and then try that again to think of what you want to do, how you want to be productive, and see if your mind thinks of very doable, approachable things that you actually want to do, that you can do with the time and energy that you really do have. All right. Okay, so we're just going to do a few extra things as we wrap up this healing. And then after that, we'll take a quick break and then we'll do a little chit chat afterwards. If people have comments about how the healing was or they want to have a follow-up question about the theme or something. Okay, so we're going to check grounding. So you can redo your grounding, test out the colors, red, test red, see how it releases. Test out orange groundings, test out yellow groundings. Imagine your and keep whichever color you prefer. And then melt away blocks from your groundings. Use cold light. Indie grounding, melt away any attachments coming into your grounding from other people. We could stick into like a I don't think we need it. Okay. So clear STEBs. STEBs stands for stubborn triggered energy blocks. So energy blocks that are still triggered, even though we did phenomenal work today. If I do say so myself. So just pile out in front of you a whole bunch of energy blocks that are still triggered that you may have on any level that are bugging you. Maybe stuff about politics, stuff about bills, stuff about whatever, stuff about what I said. Something is triggered. If there is, just pile it out in front of you and say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? And I just bring up red earth energy, soak all these blocks with red earth energy, use cold light to melt cords from people. Soak all of the baggage in gold light so that it melts away. Or you can blow it up. Oh boy. Okay, so clear unhealthy limits. You can have limits in your space based on something that that you're self-limiting, like maybe at some age you thought certain things were possible for your life and you didn't realize that many more things were possible for this lifetime. Or maybe a family member or someone that you were close to or are close to put limits in your space. Maybe they thought they were being helpful and giving you sort of parameters of what you can aim for or what's an appropriate job or where's an appropriate place to live or what's appropriate ways to speak and express yourself or, whatever, right? So we're going to do blanket exercise to clear any unhealthy limits like that are in, because they could be holding you back as far as like thinking of projects that you want to do or getting stuff done. Because if you have something in your spaces, that's not realistic, then it like really ties you up and can give you a mental block. So make a big gold blanket out in front of you, pile onto it any unhealthy limits that you have in your space. They could be ones that you made in this life or a past life for yourself, or unhealthy limits that other people put in your space. Pile them all onto the gold blanket and say, angels, can you double check this pile? Make sure it's healthy and gentle to clear right now. Deep breath. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Deep breath. And then you can do the rest. Just lots of gold light, melt cords from people, bring up red earth energy, clear everybody out of this baggage, clear yourself out, and just melt all these energy blocks that put sort of artificial limits in your thinking, your productivity. A couple deep breaths, breathe into your joints. Okay, and chakra alignment. We'll just do some major chakra alignment. So you have 7 major chakras along your spine. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 down your spine. Right, so you have 2 sets. One set of astral body 7 chakras, and we can align those separately. So just imagine your astral body 7 chakras and get them in a nice line. So you heal your 7th chakra in the top of your astral body head with gold light, so it pops into place in case it's a little out of whack. And then heal your 6th astral body 6th chakra, unblock it, so it pops into place in alignment with your 7th. 5th astral body 5th chakra, astral body 4th chakra, helps with motivation. Pop that into alignment with gold light. Astral body 3rd chakra, unblock that, belt cords. So that pops into alignment, and it's astral body 2nd chakra, astral body 1st chakra, courage, safety, and abundance. All your astral body 7 chakras, get them nicely aligned. And then your physical body chakras. So in your physical 7th, physical 6th, 5th, 4th, on down, 3, 2, 1. So get your physical 7th in the right place with some gold light. Physical 6th chakra behind your forehead. Heal it with gold light till it clicks into place. Physical 5th chakra. It's already in place, just do a little extra unblocking. Physical 4th chakra. Physical 3rd. And a little extra on 3rd, because 3rd is about taking action and time management. physical second, emotional stability, sexual enjoyment. First chakra, get that into alignment with gold light. Physical first chakra, courage, safety, and abundance. And we can do your Kundalini chakra, which is below the physical first chakra. Just heal that, unblock it with gold light so that it pops into alignment. And that one you can unblock enough so that you have control over how much you want it to rev and generate energy, generate Kundalini energy. Maybe you just want it at a low vibration for a little peppiness. Maybe you want it medium or high if you're, I don't know, getting really horny and you like that. Maybe you want it off if you're trying to get to sleep or get back to sleep. So if you unblock it enough, then it's easy to subconsciously when you. And then you can unblock the connections between astral and physical 7 chakras. Real quickly unblock and repair those, I call them chakra filaments, energy connections in between, like astral 7th and physical 7th, astral 6th and physical 6th, on down. 7, 6, 5, 4. With extra unblocking for physical, for filaments 3, 2, and 1. Ah, yay. That is a healing. You are a rock star. Good job, good job, good job. Ah. Okay, so we'll do a little break for bathroom and then I'll turn the camera on again I'll stretch for a moment and then we can do a little chit chat. So I guess the glitter might be interesting for you to look at while I'm not here. So I'll get rid of the camera and leave that image up. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. So I'm going to do stretching for a minute. And feel free to do stretching as well. Just don't feel you have to copy me because I am not an expert in stretching. Just, do what's gentle for you. And I'll just do that for a minute and then we'll have a little chit chat about energy healing topics. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you had a good break. All righty. Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking for comments that I haven't read yet. So it's a hello from Lake Worth Beach, Florida, in the U.S. 75 degrees Fahrenheit in the evening, 8:38 evening. Yeah, you're way ahead of me time zone wise. You're in Eastern time zone. So you posted that 2 hours ago. Good evening from DC, Washington, DC, the capital of the United States. It's 53 degrees. Hello to you. Someone says 42 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. Someone says, aside about Michigan, I do know a very nice candidate that is running in Michigan for the U.S. Senate. If you wanted to email me, I would email you information on that person if you care. But that's for people that live in Michigan or actually live anywhere in the world that just want to hear about a candidate that I think is a good candidate. But anyway, you could email me, janet@jwhealing.com, if that is of interest. Hi from Chicago, 46 degrees Fahrenheit and dusk. With a nice image, I suppose, of sunset. So tiny, I can't see it though very well. Heal far off parts in the essential. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I got to put that in the banner. Thanks for the butterflies. They are so pretty. Hair man is all right. Yes, hair man. Yeah, but I didn't show you the GV meridian one where he's super close up on the crotch. That's a bit much. I mean, you know, whatever, it is what it is, but not my favorite part of the video. There we go. There's hairy man. Hairy acupuncture man. But those points are really useful to know. Like, I really like the ones in the, like, the crease of the thigh. I really like working them. They're awesome. There are other ones. You can't quite see them there. If we, what video would show? Liver meridian video would show those. Let's see. Liver meridian, which we worked on liver 3, right? So that's 1, 2, liver 3. Blah, 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 goes up the leg. Blah, blah, blah. Going up the inner thigh. There we go. So that shows even more of those like points around the crease where the leg and the thigh are. Those are all, I love all those points. So the liver meridian, the stomach meridian has points in that area. The spleen meridian is the purple line. And that blue one right there, that's the gallbladder meridian. That sort of zigzags down the side of the body. So that area is super cool to work. I like it a lot. That's so fun. All right. Fun with hairy guy. Someone says, hey, feeling a bit under the weather and it's bumming me out. Need to rest, but having a hard time doing it. I missed the survey, but after healing, I managed to finish a project I was avoiding for a few weeks. Oh, that's so nice. Congratulations. That's great. And, you know, I did make a short video, excerpt video from that first healing. How long is that one? I don't think it's very long. I forget. Like 12 minutes, I think it is. It's a 12-minute video and it has what I feel like for most people are the most effective parts of that first healing. So since, you know, even if the first healing you didn't have a nice burst in your productivity, you could redo those parts in that little 12-minute video extra to get more of a boost. But if it did help, of course, then that's an even better reason to rock that video. So it's in the short video playlist and I will link to that video within the playlist. Oh, I'm not on my own channel page. That's the problem. So the shorter energy healing walkthroughs. And then, yeah, it's called Clean, Organize, Take Action, Do Taxes, Clear Baggage in the Way, Gold Light Clearing Meditation. A mouthful, huh? But anyway, 12-minute video. I will link it in the chat right now. For those watching much later when it may be hard for you to find the video. There it is in the chat. Rock on. That is the 12-minute excerpt video from the first healing that I feel like is the best part of it. With grounding at the end. So it's like a nice little self-contained. It's got 2 different types of clearing and then grounding. And it's all in chapters. So you could skip explaining if you're not in the mood for that. But the explaining part is like 1.5 minutes though. So it's because I heavily edited it. But anyway, okay. So then cool emojis about feet, love for feet, and cool emojis. Thank you. Love for butterflies. Yes, I love butterflies too. Can-do attitude is much better. Oh, that's nice. Good. Someone says, today has been rough. I'm watching some ducks swim on a river and it's really calming. Well, that's nice. Your email helped a lot too. I've been feeling a lot of sadness and grief. It feels like lifetimes of grief. It may very well be. Generally, grief is lifetimes of grief because people don't finish clearing it. And so they have a lot of leftovers. Sorry, it's very distracting for me to see myself. So then I'm like, oh, let me fix it. But anyway, yes, your grief is important. It really is. I know. So let's see. So if we search what meridian helps with grief. The lung meridian. Lung meridian. So that could be your homework if you choose to accept it. Lung meridian. Lung meridian, which starts like right around here and goes down the arm. A nice one. There we go. See? And it goes down the arm, ends in the thumbs. Right? Your lung meridian Wei Chi aura is really like ripped up in the front and the back. So that could explain why your lung meridian is like, you know, it's generally if you're releasing the grief, you don't feel it that way. If you're not releasing it and it's just kind of stuck, that's when you feel a lot of it. So, go ahead and repair that lung meridian Wei Chi aura. It's a little stubborn. There's like it's like it's like 2 valleys where it should be, you know, bubbled out. It's like caved in the front and the back. And there's like a thick black coating on it, which is why it didn't repair in the healing. So you just keep using gold light to get rid of that thick black coating. Sometimes that's an invasive being, but I think with you it's not. It's just your mom's energy. Like she's sort of matching your grief and doesn't know that she's blocking you from clearing yours. But that's what happens. So then just use lots of gold light, wash her off enough so that then it can start to repair back. I just did a little bit of it for you since I have been healing you, so it wasn't that hard, but you know, you can finish it up. Lung meridian, Wei Chi aura. You can do it. Yeah, it's not so much that you're grounding. Well, if you really, really, really feel bad, then it's also your grounding's blocked. But right now your grounding is phenomenal. And your grounding usually lately, it's not that it blocks entirely. It's just that it cones in. So then it's really narrow at the bottom. So just melt the blocks at the bottom so that it like spreads out at the bottom so that things can release straight down so they don't have to, because it sort of like gets clogged in the funnel effect of your grounding. So Hope that helps. So it was feeling like I can handle the to-do list even if I feel shy about it. How about that? Isn't that nice? Yeah. And you were one of my sample people on a couple of these techniques. So, I mean, I had a lot of sample people, but you were one of them. About the limits placed in your space. You could do that one more. The clearing limits. But good. I'm glad it helped. Being processed. Feels like lifetimes of grief being processed. Oh, yes. Yeah. But if you feel it that much, it's being processed a little slow. Yeah. You wanted to release pretty fast. That way you don't really feel all that bad. So yeah, build back up your lung meridian, weight your auras, and make sure they can release and you have a lot of volume of flow. Like right here and here, lung 1 and lung 2, right there, those first 2 points in the lung meridian up there by the shoulder joint. They're like really sort of, it's like trying to suck through a stuck straw. Like it's like they're too clogged right there. So just keep unblocking lung 1 and lung 2 on either side, and then build back up both those auras, and that way it shouldn't be such a big deal then to release without feeling bad. I hope that makes sense. Someone says, "Thank you, Janet. I feel really alert and clear." Let's get a different image. Let's just get standard image. Okay. Thank you, Janet. I feel really alert and clear. Ooh, that's good. The can't do work kind of left me triggered, but the timeline. Sorry. The timeline healing helped with that. That is interesting. I've been hardcore working abundance since last month, but I'm feeling a little stuck about it, like I'm not really moving forward. Seems like I'm moving a little slower than normal on my abundance path too. Looks like some agreements. Did I read that right? Well, first what I checked was like, okay, did you work it enough for now and you should work something else different? But they just like, no, you can keep working it. So it's not that. It's not like you've done too much already. And so that's why it's slowing down. So what else? Sometimes, how like you can work your abundance and other like sexuality and whatever you want to work. You can work it as a garden. You can work it as a subset of your spiritual path. You can work it as a beach, or as a river. There's all sorts of different options, and sometimes if you're not really able to make progress one way, then look at it a different way. Okay, so I decided I was going to look at your abundance as a tree, but then I decided to look at it as a mountain instead. So like a big, nice, big, strong mountain for your abundance. And I saw like these bites being taken out of it, like these big giant bites being taken out of it. And so I was like, okay, well, who's taking giant bites out of your abundance mountain? And it looked like your sister. And so then I started to think, well, why is she doing that? And the angels are like, yeah, don't get mired in that. Like why she's doing it. Just look at how she's doing it. And so it looks like she cords the back of some of your major chakras. Like 6, 5, 4, 3 mostly. And maybe some of the GV 15 to 20 chakras. So you could just check for those cords from her and melt them, and then, check for GV 15 to 20 and keep strengthening and unblocking that. Because it looks like that would be enough to like get the bites, get your mountain repaired. Yeah, the angels say that that's probably enough. And they say too, you know, just keep changing the image of how you're looking at it so that you can notice new things and have new realizations about it. You know, so you can view it as an orchard, as a beach, as a mountain, as a garden, as a river, you know, all these different ways. As a spiritual path, just for abundance. Yeah. Okay. Hope that helps. So you had read agreements. I don't think it's agreements with her. I mean, maybe you were sensing something else, but it looks like the sister thing is the biggest thing for now. So you can clear that and then read some more after that. Someone's giving pretty emojis. Thank you. Break. Yes. Someone says, thanks, Janet. Feel pretty good after the healing, but a little jittery. Is my Kundalini too high? Yes, it is. Always a little anxious at bedtime. It's bedtime for you. It's not bedtime for me. That's always so weird to me, you know, like the different time zones. I mean, it shouldn't be, but I think it's just because, like, I think about past lives and how it was in past lives, you know, and in past lives, you don't know somebody that is that far away from you, you know, and you can't talk to them like this. So it still seems kind of wild. But yes, your Kundalini is too high. Always a little anxious at bedtime. Well, okay, so the question that I'm going to is it kidney meridian? There was this kidney. Oh, that's just kidney 1 through 3. Kidney. That one. Okay, so that's your whole kidney meridian right there, from the bottom of your foot all the way up to near your was this the collarbone right here? So how is your kidney meridian and how is your kidney meridian Wei Qi aura? Yeah, like I think you have some gashes in the front of your and also in the back. They're kind of narrow, like someone went stabbed a bunch of places in your kidney meridian Wei Qi aura, mostly on your. Sometimes I read sides wrong, so you should probably read it yourself, but it looks like to me on your right side, front and back, your kidney meridian Wei Qi aura. You have some stab wounds, aura damage. And so that's part of why it just looks like your kidney meridian is like really tight. So I think that's part of what's giving you the jumpiness, plus the Kundalini chakra is too much. But maybe if you work the kidney meridian, then the Kundalini chakra might just naturally fill out. You could see, that could be an interesting experiment. But if not, you can manually chill out your Kundalini chakra. So hope that helps. I don't know if you're already asleep. How did these other people do? You're mentioning. You look at. I mean, I know some of those people. I'm gonna look at the list. Yeah, makes sense. So your spouse did well. He looks like he's ready for some good sleep. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he shows me. Hope it is. Yeah. Seems like he's ready. But yeah, his angels say the healing went well for him. The second person you list, he seems a little bit more inward and less bitter right now. It looks like that liver meridian work helped at least a little bit in releasing some of her resentments. We'll see how long it lasts. That would be nice if it lasted. And then the third person you list, oh yeah. She liked it. She says she feels very peaceful right now. She says thank you. She did like the heart blood pressure stuff. Just for like the mellowing of the mind and the lowering of the stress. She liked it a lot. She wants me to include it in the next healing too. We'll see. I will take her suggestion and put it on the list of possibilities. So yeah, but her angels give me a thumbs up. She did great. All your people did great, really. Your boss seems a little stressed. But I mean, she did well in the healing. It's just she's got a lot on her mind. But she's going to work with it with her angels. Alrighty. Somebody says, I had to step out and can't seem to review earlier parts. Oh, well, later, once it's finished, once the live stream's over and it finishes processing, then you'll be able to. Did we work on shame around lack of productivity? Not exactly. We did work like state of mind a lot, though, like having a can-do mindset and clearing baggage that causes you to train wreck on what you don't have enough time to do or enough energy to do or enough motivation to do. So like you kind of think of like stuff that is not possible and then you just feel crappy about it rather than thinking of what you have time and energy to do right now that could really, be doable. So we did that. We did like a couple different clearing exercises for that kind of thing. So it could have been shame that was cleared, yes. Especially maybe with the timeline healing too. We did timeline healing on clearing, baggage, blocking your productivity and focus and time management and self-discipline from this and past lives. So that one I think your angels really like for you, the timeline healing one that we did. Oh, yeah. So yes, we did. Someone says thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Someone says, I hope I'm still working with. Oops, wait, it jumped forward. I lost my place. I hope I'm still working with angels prepping me for my next job. Yes, you are. I feel like when I imagine myself on my career path, something is hedging me in on my left side and it's hard for me to walk forward. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much because, like you said, you are still working on that with your angels on the astral. What could be interesting is an out of body meditation on that. I have 2 different out of body meditation videos, as you probably know. So if you just search Janet Wright healing out of body meditation, there's one that's like 8 years old, and then there's one that I just did like last month or the month before. But I think that would be the level that would make sense to work right now as far as your career path. Is just do an out of body meditation on it, since you're still like sorting it out on the astral. There's not enough like here and now to really work. It could be interesting to work it in an out of body meditation. So just add that theme to the clearing that the video does, because the out of body meditations, I think one of them has a theme of like abundance and doing taxes, and the other one just has, I don't know what that theme is, but you add your own theme to it. It's fine. Alrighty. I hope that helps. So yeah, don't worry about what's hedging you in, because you're still working stuff out. Someone says stretching emojis. Yes. Here's some fun fruit emojis for you. They are super cute. Someone says hello, Janet. Hello to you. Thank you, Janet. I liked clear blocks around can't do versus can do. My issue about low libido, I've worked the related meridian points, which I do like doing myself. I'm working meridian points that help with sexuality. I did a live stream on that. I don't have like a short video on it, but if you search Janet Wright healing sexuality TCM points, something like that, it'll list them, and we walk through working them. Fun. Or you could just, you know, do a search on the internet, what TCM points help with sexuality. But anyway, my issue about low libido, I've worked the related meridian points. I see limited blood flow, mostly repressed related minor chakras. Is this accurate? You know, I know one of the sexuality points is on the liver meridian. Let's see. So if you just search on the internet, what are acupuncture points to help with sexuality? And I am using the search engine DuckDuckGo. Acupuncture points that may help with sexuality include Ren 6, which I suppose is CV 6, below the belly button, which boosts energy flow, spleen 6, kidney 3. Kidney, spleen, CV, etc. I thought there was a liver meridian point that helps with sexuality. Liver 3. Liver 3, Supreme Surge, is the acupressure point that helps with sexuality by balancing the liver meridian, relieving stress, calming emotions, which can reignite desire. Liver 3 is the master point for releasing frustration, anger, emotional stagnation, all of which directly impacts libido. And the liver meridian runs through the genitals. Yes. How about that? That's delightful. It's actually like, it's not shown on the liver meridian video that I use, but then sometimes you'll see a diagram where it takes a little detour around all the genitals. So it's quite exciting. So yeah, I don't know if liver 3 is one of the ones that you've been working, but I would work your whole liver meridian, because it seems like resentment about basically your spouse, the resentment that you have towards your spouse and his attitudes and, you know, communications towards you in the past are blocking up your libido. So yeah, specifically liver 3, but no, that's large intestine. Well, I can pull up liver 3 we did today, actually. That's nice. So it helps blood pressure and libido. Man, what more could you want? So liver 3 right there. Let me move myself over. So yeah, liver 3. Yeah, I would work liver 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, liver 1 through 4. And your liver meridian Wei Chi aura, it kind of like at the knees on down, it kind of deflates in the front. So yeah, I would work that. And then you can just do blanket exercise and stuff, like just relationship baggage, clear out relationship baggage that you have specifically with your husband. Your angels say you're too pissed to be horny. But you don't really want to feel how pissed you are because you don't want to act on it. But what you could do though is you can clear the pent up frustration and anger. So then it's a very mellow centered anger. So then you'll have control over what you do and don't do. And that could free up your libido energy. So I hope that makes sense. So you're accidentally repressing your libido by repressing your resentment and anger towards your husband, basically. And then it looks like he just keeps punching through that liver meridian aura around your knees and below because he doesn't want you to get angry. Like he's allowed to get angry, but you're not, is sort of his little rule in his head. Not that that would be offensive at all. But anyway, I hope that helps. Someone says hairy man. Yes. Harry man. Hairy man, hairy man. Thank you for the emojis. Question. Get rid of that image. Question. When I'm your life, did you begin, when in your life did you begin learning and doing healings? I'm interested in your story, Janet. I cried a lot this year to help clear grief. The crying kept coming until it was enough. Yeah. I mean, you do what you want. I'm not judging that. But for me, the crying to release sadness or grief is less ideal than just doing it with energy healing. I mean, if I just take myself as a personal example, which I think is pretty typical, if I were to cry to release emotions, I mean, I could cry for, a half hour on 7 different days and clear what I could clear through energy clearing in like 2 different 10-minute sessions. And I'd much rather do 2 different 10-minute energy clearing meditations than cry over and over day after day. But some people, I don't know, they're very familiar with the whole crying to release thing, and that's their thing. So, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade if that's your thing. But yeah, I think there are much more efficient ways to clear that, for me, are much more pleasant. But, to each his own. So for the question, when in your life did you begin learning and doing healings? I mean, I learned just to heal myself and meditate and do energy healing on myself. I started meditating in college, so that was like 18. And I meditated every day in college. And then, not for like long periods of time, but, like 10, 15 minutes a day in college. And then after that, I got more serious at like 22 after college. And that's when I got more serious about learning and practicing every day. But still, then I couldn't see energy. I would just close my eyes and, wing it. My clairvoyance didn't kick in until, I don't know, maybe 24-ish. You know, and I don't see perfectly. Like, people think you see, like, a painting on the wall, you know, it's not like that. It's like a practical thing. I don't really focus on, you know, are my blues bright enough that I can see? You know, I mean, you can use your intuition to see color too, and, you know, you can have pretty crappy vision and see enough to do very good energy work. It's like, you know, if you're walking to the bathroom, you just need to see enough so that you don't slam into a wall, right? It's the same thing with energy work. You know, if you can see enough so you don't slam into a wall, you know, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a rip. Oh, you know, and you're feeling it too. So maybe you just feel it first, and then you're like, oh, yeah, that is a rip. Oh, you know, or oh, that's a lot of something right there. Oh, and you use your intuition and your vision and your hands, and you're like, that's a whole shit ton of beings. Oh, and use your intuition. Oh, there's a being tunnel right there. Oh, okay, angels, can you recycle the beings from the being tunnel and recycle the tunnel and seal it all up? Still looks a little messy. There are a couple individual beings. Angels, can you recycle these beings? Oh, yeah, I think that's better. Yeah. Now I have to repair. You know, you don't have to have great vision. It's just, you know, and if you don't have vision at all, it still works. Just use your intuition. But anyway, so yeah, so it was early 20s. Well, 18, I started meditating. But then as a pro healer, healing other people, that was not until, it was after 9/11. So 9/11 in the US, you know, 9/11, right? It's a sort of a milestone, memorable milestone. That was 2001, September 11th, 2001. So then in August of 2000, October, the next month in 2001, that's when I started doing pro work, energy healing and reading. So it's been since 2001, late 2001. So 25 years. Someone says, I missed the lives. Oh, I guess I'll put a different heading for that because some people like to hear all that stuff. So, so that was personal stories. And I'll probably timestamp that. So it'll be its own chapter, my little personal stories. All right. So now back to the other stuff. Someone says, I missed the live stream. I'll listen to the video. Some man dumped 6 cats in the park near where I was sitting. Wow, well, that's quite an event. I got 5 out of 6 into crates. My goodness, how'd you do that? I'm impressed. I think I'll friend a shelter in the morning. Find a shelter in the morning. Yeah, that would be good. Or a rescue. You could look on Facebook. Facebook has a lot of animal rescues. Just look for, you know, animal rescues in your area. Facebook is very good for that. Because if you just take it to the pound, I mean, of course, sometimes the pound is the only place that will accept the animals. But if you could get into a rescue, then a good rescue that seems to have a lot of followers and everything, and they seem to adopt out, you know, and be responsible, then, you know, that would be nice too. But that's a lot of cats, so you might have to just take it to the local animal control. Who knows? That's a trip. My energy held steady, mostly calm through this unexpected situation. I have some back knife stabbing in my shoulders, but I could just run some energy and unblock my grounding. Yes. Your shoulders. Yeah, you have some aura damage in the back there. Your sibling that you don't like to call your sister. She stabbed through the back side right there. So some of the auras. So you need a little aura repair, and then you can crush the little spear-like devices that are still stuck in there, and have angels recycle the beings and seal it all up, repair it all up. So it shouldn't take you long. Your grounding right now seems fine. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Did I also help those 3 ghosts that appeared in my living room around 5-ish today? 5-ish your time today. One of them crossed over, but the other 2 are still there. They didn't turn around. Sometimes that's what, if you're trying to cross over ghosts, you know, for those that don't know, you imagine the ghost and then you show them, you have their angels line up and you say, your angels are over there. But a lot of times the ghost will keep fixating on you because you can be aware of them. And that's very exciting for them because most people are not aware of ghosts. And it kind of makes them feel nuts because they're like, why can no one see me? What the heck? Because they don't really feel that they're a ghost. They just, for some reason, can't pick things up and people ignore them. Which is frustrating. So those 2 are still looking at you. So you keep having to tell them, no, look over there. Your angels are over there. Just for a sec, look over there. Look over there. Come on, over there. Not at me, over there. At your angel. Your angels are right there. There you go. So now both of them are crossing over. So yeah, it's a common thing where they'll just keep looking at you and being like, help me. And you're like, look, I'm trying. But anyway, yeah. So you did cross over 1 out of 3, but the other 2 were still around. So, but now they're both saying thank you, and you have to say, you're welcome, bye. And then there you go, finally. Okay. So it says, thanks, Janet, about abundance. Totally. Oh, and for those that want a walkthrough more than that 2-second thing I just did, if you search Janet Wright healing, help ghosts cross over, I did a walkthrough in a live stream, which is basically that, but just, you know, more explaining, I guess. It's easy. Someone says, thanks, Janet, about abundance. Totally didn't occur to me to try out different visual images. I'll do that. I tend to get kind of rigid with meditating sometimes, so it's good to get a reminder to mix it up. Yes. Yeah. Another thing too is like sometimes, you know, you might, if you look at yourself in profile when you're meditating, you might always look from this side. And so if you turn around and look from this side, for example, you know, maybe you notice like some damage on one side you wouldn't have seen because you're always looking at it this way. Like it's good to try to, you know, pan out, see from a distance, you know, like different views can sometimes show you things that you don't normally notice or you wouldn't normally notice. So yeah, good stuff. Glad it helped. Someone says, now that I'm learning through Janet, from Janet, I would prefer that word rather than through. But anyway, now that I'm learning from Janet, I can try healing and less crying now. Yes, yeah. Go for the painless, efficient path. That's what I would suggest. It's too when you cry, you know, it's kind of exhausting, you know, and then like you have your face and it takes a lot out of you. I think it's easier on the body too if you're done with it. Typically when grief, if you can release a lot of grief, and you can release a lot of grief and like barely feel it. But, you know, as I said, when grief gets stuck, that's when you really feel it. So like as an example, I had, you know, pet loss is like a common grief thing where, you know, you really love your pet and then they pass away. Obviously, maybe it's not as traumatic as a person that you really, really love who passes away. But as an example, you know, there was this one pet that I had that was super bonded to me, Lily. I don't know if any of you remember, but she was a black Cocker Spaniel that I had like back in Chicago. We had her. And she was a puppy mill breeder dog survivor and very traumatized and everything. And we went through so much with her, but she was sweet as anything. She was amazing. But when she passed away, I felt so much grief. But, you know, I got through it. I cleared it. You know, I'm good at it, whatever, right? But then the next year, I had learned a lot more about grief clearing. through that experience and other, through being a reader and all that, And so I was way better at clearing grief. And I knew that when it feels bad, that's when you're clogged. And when it doesn't feel bad, that's when it's releasing properly, right? And so with that knowledge and the knowledge of like unblocking underneath, your aura layers and your grounding, but definitely underneath the bottom of your ground, keep that unblocked. So make sure it's keep releasing. With that knowledge, I lost 2 pets the next year within a couple weeks of each other. And I mean, those were like, especially one of them was like probably my all-time most beloved pet. And the grief experience that I had was so much easier, even though I lost 2 pets within like 3 weeks. And it was, a lot of grief triggered, right? But because I had better technique and better knowledge, it was so much easier than a year prior when I didn't have as much knowledge about grief clearing. So a lot of it's just your know-how. It's not how much you loved whoever passed. It's, do you have the knowledge to keep things moving out of you? And if you don't, then it really hurts. But if you do, then it hurts less, a lot less, exponentially less, and you can move through it much more efficiently. So good stuff. If you search Janet Wright healing clear grief, I'm sure you find stuff. If you want it, but it's basically just unblock, 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 unblock. But anyway. All right. Someone says liver 3, yes. Someone says thank you for sharing your backstory, Janet. Very interesting. You're welcome. Someone says what holds things up when things are still in process on the astral? I don't think you're held up. You're not delayed. There's just a lot of options that you have. Yeah, you're working very efficiently. It just takes time. You can just give me a thumbs up. I mean, if you need like an in-between job because you're like, hello, money, hello, then you can work with your angels on getting clarity on what kind of job you need immediately. But if you already have a job immediately and you're just thinking of a career shift, then it's just going to take like another week or 2, it looks like your angels say, for the astral stuff. But you could, if you do some out-of-body meditation with it, that might speed it up a little. But it's not especially delayed at this time. Hope that makes sense. For me, I'm looking to make decisions on what's next. Yes. Learning from Janet. Yeah, as opposed to through Janet. Pet loss. I understand. Yes. Okay, cool. Well, you guys are amazing. And it is now quite dark here. It's probably very late for a lot of you guys because you're not on the West Coast like I am. It's 8:19 in the evening for me, so it's still pretty late. So clearly I will not be doing video chapters tonight. I'm just going to rest and chill out. And so I'll email people a link to this video and that's it. And then tomorrow, Monday, at some point, I will work on video chapters and the survey and stuff. And I'll send it out to people that purchase this set of healings. So if you didn't purchase the set of healings, but you want to know when the video chapters are available, just keep checking back. But it'll be like late tomorrow, late Monday, unless my day is just too packed and then it'll be early Tuesday. But I don't think so. It should be late Monday, sometime Monday. So you can just keep checking for video chapters. Just look on the video, see if there's, do refresh, see if you see chapters on the bottom of the video. Yes, Las Vegas is in my time zone. 8:19. Yep. Alrighty. So you guys are amazing. And so here's my website in case you want to check it out and purchase a set of healings or something, or a subscription of healings, or just drop me a message or just check out my website if you want. And what else? Yeah, on the 15th, June healings will be available. That's insane. June is 2 months ago. 2 months from now. All right. Well, thank you, Janet, for your care. You're welcome. I can show you our dog. We'll do a little Izzy cam for the last moment of the stream. Izzy's doing okay. So that's a good thing. So I'll show him and then that's it. I move my camera. There we go. Oh, now I have to unstick it. Wrap some cables. There he is. There's our puppy sleeping away. He's like half asleep. He monitors me all the time. He's got to be ready to get up if I get up. But anyway, that's our dog, Izzy. He's a senior beagle. He's a good boy. Right. So you guys are amazing. Bye. We'll do butterflies. Bye-bye. You're the best. Woohoo.